Mr. Happy Living here, and I'm happy to be broadcasting from WITV7 in the beautiful Queen City, Charlotte, North Carolina, USA. My friends, come and join me for just a minute and imagine how wonderful you'd feel living the unique and distinct life that you were put on this planet to live, doing work you love, with people you love, in places you love, and all the while creating something of real value to others. Well, that's what I call a life of significance. And I can tell you it makes a very happy life. And so can my friend Melissa Ray. And she's here to share her unique and distinct journey to her life of significance. But before we bring her on, I'd like to share a poem that we created just for her to thank her for being our guest star today. It's called The Power of Partnership. And it goes like this. In the meeting place of courage and care, we find a partnership waiting there, where healer and seeker both play their part. The power of partnership emerges from their heart. Melissa arrives where truth meets grace, helping each person reclaim their place. She shows that healing is not some product to buy, and the power of partnership is the reason why. With humor, wisdom, and a sciencey mind, she elevates every life she's been assigned. Hope becomes healing and wellness becomes art when the power of partnership is where we start. Hey, Melissa, welcome to the show.
Thank you. That was beautiful. Thank you for sharing that.
It's my pleasure. So get us started by telling us what you're doing these days to make your mark of significance on the world.
These days, I am involved in formulating dietary supplements for pure essentials and really trying to elevate the quality that's going into dietary supplements and educating customers on whether they actually need to take supplements or not. I love when people say, why should I go with you, or what supplement of yours should I start with? And I always ask them, do you know that you need supplements? And that might sound odd coming from someone who makes them and manufactures them and sells them, but I really don't know that everyone always needs a pill. There are other things in life that can play into their wellness first.
Yeah. And yeah, we're all different from a start in
Yeah,
terms of what we need. And then the second difference is how do we get what we need is going to be different from person to person.
exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
So what about your role in empowering women and in teaching practitioners? Can you talk about those two things a bit?
I can. So I formulated a product or co-formulated a product called Reclaim, and that's designed for women of a certain age. 35-ish is when we're finding that this change in life starts, change in hormones, all the way up to 65, 75. So this product Reclaim is for them. And I have been traveling around the country. Most recently, I was in Anaheim at the very first National Menopause Show here in America. So I was in Anaheim, California, sharing Reclaim, sharing the message of Pure Essentials, and empowering women to take control of their health, to kind of break away from this narrative that's been fed to us for a really, really long time. That hormone therapy is not good for us. That's coming out now. We had the big giant announcement last week, that they're removing the black box from that hormone replacement caution. So empowering women to just stand up for themselves and advocate for yourself. You know your body better than anybody else.
Yeah. It's interesting. About maybe 5 or 6 years ago, maybe 7 years ago, over the summer, I got invited to be on a podcast called, it was not a podcast so much as like one of those online summits
Yeah.
called Menopausaloozа.
Okay.
Thinking,
Cool.
how did I get invited on that? But it was about empowerment and about taking control of your life, and so it's kind of funny. So you
Yeah,
must be thrilled with the new news about the hormone
I
supplement.
am. I am. I'm very excited about it. I'm hoping to help educate other practitioners in what women can do during this stage of life. We're practitioners are trained in all the other stages of life. They're trained in, how to get pregnant, trained in all these other areas, but not so much in this one. So the more we can spread the message of there are options, there are natural options for those that don't want hormone replacement. But maybe even on hormone replacement, there's still a natural solution for someone who might be experiencing symptoms.
And can you give us just a minute or two on this idea that we've been trained for so long that something is bad, even if that was maybe corrupt and not true, and then the truth comes out, and then people are afraid of the truth. And so I don't know exactly about this current part of science, and you know a lot more than I, but I know about that concept. And you can tell a lie for so long that when the truth comes around, people are afraid of it. So talk for just a minute about that and your role with your formula.
I think that it's going to take time. There are people that are afraid of the truth. This other message has been delivered for so long, it's
Right.
going to take women like me to stand up and say, look, I've been doing hormone replacement for many years. I've been doing it, paying cash for it because it wasn't covered by insurance. And these were my experiences. And it's going to take time for the scientific research, for the studies to kind of catch up. And even when they do, there's always, and that's kind of the thing about science, is for every one study that says something, there are five studies that say the opposite. And
Yeah.
that doesn't matter, what the topic is. So it's going to take time, and it's going to take all of us banding together to say, here, look, these are the possibilities.
Yeah, very good. All right, Melissa, let's do a little mathematics so our friends all around the world can get to know you through our happy formula. See, I'm a formulator too, but
Yep.
it's all about happiness. It's super simple, but it's very powerful. And it goes like this: power plus purpose equals happy. So let's start with power. What are your personal practices for building up all the power that you need to get things done, whether it's physically, mentally, financially, spiritually, emotionally? In other words, Melissa, what do you do on a regular basis to create the power you need to take excellent care of yourself and your loved ones and still have plenty of juice left over to be a giver to others?
Well, first and foremost, I take my Pure Essential supplements. They were designed to support the body, and support overall wellness. So I take my omega 3s. They are a brilliant formula. I won't get too far into Pure Essentials, but Pure Essentials is first and foremost. I do that every day. Second is meditation. It's
Mhm.
taking time by myself and for myself to kind of stop the noise of the world and everything that's happening outside. And it's to commune and have conversation with my creator. And I call that meditation. Some people call it prayer, other, whatever you want to call it,
Mhm.
that's cool for you. Take the time to do that. And last, it's not the last thing, but last in your third formula here is I eat whole foods. I eat real food. I don't buy into the keto diet and the carnivore diet and all of those fads, is what I call them. I eat the foods that work for my body. And I've done nutritional DNA testing, and I do food and chemical sensitivity testing so that I know exactly what my body needs and what it was designed to work well with.
Very good. All right, Melissa, let's discuss my favorite power generating concept. It's called a Kaizen state of mind. Excuse me. It's this beautiful Japanese idea that small incremental improvements add up over time to yield great big results. And it's so powerful because it's all about mindset, has nothing to do with circumstance. Kaizening life is knowing I can always do something better tomorrow than today. And it creates a gentle and a relentless and a never ending power that keeps lifting my life higher and higher and higher day after day. So, how about you, Melissa? Does Kaizening your life help you increase your power to continuously become more so you can keep giving more and impacting more lives?
Absolutely. And I've embarked on a challenge of reducing negative thinking. We think, I think I recently heard 90,000 thoughts a day. And when
Mhm.
you understand science and you understand your cellular reactivity, your cells hear what you're thinking. And
Hmm.
our cells reproduce. Different cells in the body reproduce at different rates, some 30 days, some 90 days, some 5 years, that kind of thing. But our cells are hearing those things. So the challenge that I have embarked on is one solid week, and it started yesterday, one solid week of banishing negative thinking. So the moment something pops up, and it can be something as simple as, oh my gosh, they just cut me off. That's a negative thought. So it's
Hmm.
being aware of where the negativity creeps in and how that can affect my world, my life, my mental health. And how do I get rid of that? And how do I walk away and do something different and fill my mind with something more positive?
Yeah, that's great. There's a book called Power versus Force, and we even created our happy quizzes based on it. But the author came up with this idea. It's not just necessarily positive thinking, but levels of consciousness. And he said there's 17 different levels of consciousness, from enlightenment down to, I don't know what it's, shame or some awful thing. And at the halfway mark, everybody above that line basically views the world as a place of love and healing and uplifting. And below that line, everybody, 8 or 9 levels of consciousness, basically see the world as oppressive. And
Yeah.
so I could be down here on level 6 and you could be up here on level 12. We could be having the exact same experience and have two different, really, truly different realities. And that's
Right.
because of how we're thinking. That's because of our consciousness. And what you're doing, your experiment is helping you climb that next level of consciousness, and you'll see the world more better. You'll see it
Yeah.
better.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Beautiful. Okay, so let's explore purpose. That's the second element of our happy formula.
Okay.
I've observed that major life transformations, those really big discoveries of purpose, often come from devastation, addiction, abuse, disease, death, disaster. Something awful strips a life to its core, resulting often in a big and unexpected change. However, in my book, Turning Inspiration into Action, I share the transformational process that I've used to discover the purpose of my life with inspiration. So, how about you, Melissa? Was there a specific moment or event or inspiration that revealed to you the unique and distinct purpose you're meant to live?
I, like you, turned a situation into inspiration. Um, my journey into wellness and to helping other people achieve wellness started with my sister's lost battle to leukemia.
Mm.
And at that time, we're talking 1997 to 2000.
How old was sister?
She was 25 when she passed
Oh
away.
my gosh.
So she has now been gone as long as she was here. So it's been
Wow.
25 years. Yeah. But with Jennifer's passing came some other relationships, some other conversations, and some other realities. And that's when I first became aware of epigenetics. It's when I first heard the term and first came to learn, very simply put, that we become everything we eat, drink, think, and do. And
Absolutely.
our inputs have influence on whether these genes express or not.
Yeah. So, just explain, give a minute or two on what for our audience. What is epigenetics?
So, very, very simply put, because it is a deep topic, it is the action of what we put into our body turning on or turning off. And that's not exactly how it works medically, but that's a good visual for people. It can turn genes on or turn genes off. Just because we're wired for something doesn't mean we necessarily have to experience that. Our body doesn't necessarily express that. There are things that can kind of just, they are there. That's what we're wired with. That's our DNA. And not so shameless plug, Pure Essentials has a nutritional DNA test, so you can learn these things about yourself. You can learn if your body is vitamin D, is prone to be vitamin D deficient, which tells you you need to be monitoring that more often. Vitamin D is important for your brain health, for your gut health, for your mental health.
Mhm.
It helps you it moves away from biohacking and moves right into personalized care. So epigenetics came to me at that time and influenced what I did with my life and with my career. And it has evolved into this now with Pure Essentials and formulating the supplements that will resonate with people's bodies.
So in a sense, epigenetics means that you can take control of your health.
You
You're
sure
not
can.
assigned to your health.
You sure can. Think of your genetics as your blueprint. It's just your guidebook. And
Right.
it's kind of guiding the journey of the other things that you can go out and get to put into or onto your body.
And tell us the experience that you had with your son and his bout with Hodgkin's lymphoma.
Yeah, that was the full circle moment. So Nick was diagnosed with Hodgkin's lymphoma 2 years ago, and very similar situations. My sister was in the army. She was exposed to chemicals. Nick is a Marine, excuse me. He was also exposed to chemicals on his bases. Um, and we got to put what I learned over the last 24 years into motion. And his oncologist was okay with the supplements that he was taking, supported the nutrition work that we were doing. So it was a full circle moment, and I'm very happy to say that he is completely cancer free and doing fantastic.
Now so you mentioned over 24 years, the journey from your sister's death to your son's illness. That must have been small incremental improvements building up over time to yield the great big result of being able to help save your son's life.
Absolutely. Well, I wouldn't say I helped save his life, but I definitely helped support it.
Okay, very good. Wow. Well, thank you for all that, Melissa. Now let's take a quick commercial break so our sponsor can spread a little love with our audience.
Are you ready to transform your life? At happyliving.com, we've discovered 4 keys to help you live with purpose, joy, and significance. Unlock your truth with the Happy Quiz. Unlock your happy formula with inspiring stories from the Something Significant Show. Unlock your roadmap to happiness with our free ebook, Making Your Mark of Significance. And unlock your inspired life with our life-changing e-course, The Philosophy of You and Your Inspired Life. This is your time to shine. Go to happyliving.com now and click Unlock the Power of You. Unlock your power. Live your best life. happyliving.com.
Kits for Kids are materials handed out by first responders to children during emergencies. The goal of distributing these kits is to mitigate the emotional trauma children experience during distressing events. These kits also help foster positive interactions between first responders and children, building trust and reducing anxiety. These kits feature toys and activities for children to engage with, providing distractions and stimulation. Models of first responder vehicles help children familiarize themselves with emergency personnel. Additionally, the kits include noise-canceling headphones and raincoats to help comfort children during distressing events. You can directly support Kits for Kids in several ways, including donating directly or sponsoring fundraising, volunteering your company for team building, or referring a law enforcement or first responder department to receive kits. Thank you for your support. Please visit www.wytv7.org for more information.
And we're back, and this is the Something Significant Show, and I'm your host, Matt Gersper. And my special guest star today is Melissa Ray. She's a highly respected nutrition executive, educator, and wellness leader whose work is shaped by deep integrity, fierce compassion, and a calling born from profound personal loss. Through education, formulation, and advocacy, Melissa helps practitioners and families cut through confusion and find clear, honest answers. Her heart for healing, devotion to truth, and belief that wellness is a partnership make her a powerful force for good in the world of wellness. Oh, Melissa, I just love that. And I think that you're going to love this article that I found. It's called The Science Behind the Power of Giving. And it says the simple act of giving can become a gateway for discovering your reason for being on the planet. The science confirms that when we give our time, our talents, and our treasure, it doesn't just help others, but it transforms us too. It helps us to overcome obstacles. It helps us to find meaning, and it helps us to discover our purpose. So I updated our formula. Power plus purpose plus giving equals really happy. So how about you, Melissa? Has giving your time, talents, and treasure been a powerful pathway for discovering your purpose and for getting through hardships and for bringing real meaning into your life?
Absolutely. I would say that if we all made a practice of giving more than we receive, we could really elevate humanity. It can be so simple. It doesn't have to be these big giant acts of generosity. These little acts all add up as well.
Yeah, it's almost as simple as a matter of taking the view of life off of yourself and putting
Yes.
it on others.
Yes,
And
absolutely.
what can I do to, how can I serve you?
Absolutely. When we come from a place of curiosity, what can I do for you? How can I help you? It really helps us feel better too. So it's good.
Very good. Okay, so the science tells us that giving to others helps bring real meaning into our lives. And the joy we feel from that fourth element of our of significance, doing work that creates value for others, that confirms it. But there's something more to it than just the giving, Melissa. I believe that the magic of life comes when you're giving from living in your purpose, because that's where the joy flows, and not just to the receiver, but to the giver too. And even amazingly, to people witnessing the giving. So, Melissa, I'd love our audience to witness what that magic looks like in your life. So, sit back, open your heart, and have a listen to what people are saying about the impact that you're making in their lives because you're giving from living in your purpose. One person said, Melissa is extremely knowledgeable about nutrition and holistic health. Another said, with the food sensitivity test and recommended supplements, I'm clearly on the road to long-term wellness. And another said, I cry with joy as the severe migraines that have persisted since age 4 have almost vanished due to Melissa's help. Others said her guidance and support have been invaluable. I'm thrilled with the results. This is someone who knows her stuff. About your Reclaim supplement, which you mentioned, customers said, hot flashes are completely gone. Noticeable improvements in energy, hormonal balance, and overall well-being. Helps me feel steady, supported, and restored. It's outstanding, effective, and gentle. A real game changer. Skin feels amazing. Hair loss. I'm only reporting what somebody else said. Hair loss has decreased. Brain fog has lifted. I'm sleeping like I haven't slept in years, feeling like I did 10 years ago. Goodbye, hot flashes. Reclaim is letting me reclaim my life. And about your coffee, people said, great coffee. Can't drink anything else. The best part, it maintains its medicinal properties by not being burnt, and it's mold and toxin free. It's rich, delicious, and clean. I feel so good drinking it and love the taste. I feel much less bloated after drinking it. It gives me the morning energy I need without the jitters. Love the coffee. And about your ultra vitamin D3, best D3 on the market, they said. I take daily and feel wonderful. A few more from your clients. Her training, guidance, and support has been invaluable and allows me to provide better service for my clients. Melissa has become an asset for our family's health. The support that Melissa has given me is phenomenal, and I'm better able to live happy, healthy life. And finally, this person said simply, Melissa is deeply passionate about what she does, and it shows. So, Melissa, how's all that incredible love make you feel?
That feels great. That's exactly why I do what I do. I'm so happy to be able to impact someone else's life positively, and that I just have such a great team. I'm surrounded by great people, and they help me do this. And that's great.
Yeah. And that's, folks, that's what this show is all about. We're here, Melissa and me, all our guest stars too, to encourage you, our listeners, to find that same magic in your life. It's available for you. It's available for each of us. That's what I believe. And it comes from this great big happy circle. Giving your time, talents, and treasures is a powerful pathway to discovering your purpose. And then giving from living in that purpose brings a profound joy to your life. You can see it on Melissa's face and to the lives of those around you too. So it seems that giving leads to purpose and giving from purpose leads to joy. So Melissa, if I'm going to capture the entire exponential power of the happy formula, I'm going to need to tweak it just a little bit more. And as a formulator, you should recognize this formula. Power times purpose times giving equals happy to the third power, and that's really, truly, deeply happy. Does that sound about right to you?
That sounds spot on.
Very good. All right, Melissa, let's wrap things up in the lightning round. I love the power of words and the capacity for great quotes to change lives. So I'm going to read a few of my favorites that reminded me of your courage and your conviction and your calling. Then I'm going to ask you to tell us what they mean to you, and just give us the first thing that pops into your mind, Melissa, because we call this a lightning round.
Okay.
This first one's from J. Krishnamurti. It is no measure of health to be well adjusted to a profoundly sick society.
Oh, wow. That means you need to take care of your body. Don't worry about what everybody else around you is doing. Do what you know is right for you.
Yeah, very good. From C.S. Lewis, he said, integrity is doing the right thing even when no one is watching.
And it is painful. Doing the right thing is not always the easy thing, but it's always the right thing.
Mm-hmm. And you mentioned it's painful, but it's painful with purpose.
It is.
Right? And you can walk through fire if you have the right purpose.
Right.
From Khalil Gibran, he said, talking about pain, out of suffering have emerged the strongest souls. The most massive characters are seared with scars.
Oh, I think that's exactly what you started this show out with. Everybody's going to go through pain. It happens. It's called life. It's the suffering part that's optional, and when we find purpose in that pain, it helps us to move through that pain and into something more purposeful, which is exactly your formula.
Yeah, very good. This is from Herbert H. Humphrey, former vice president. And he said, I was surprised about this quote from him. The greatest healing therapy is friendship and love.
Oh, I don't think you need me to interpret that one. We all need each other. And those words of affirmation and words of courage, with the tide, all the ships rise. So
Yeah, good.
yeah.
This is from Will Durant. He said, I think I love this one. Science is organized knowledge. Wisdom is organized life.
Absolutely. Science is in the books, and that's the X's and O's and looking at all of the strategy and the tactics and such, but wisdom comes from truly living life and experiencing it and putting your spin on it.
Mm-hmm. Very good. This is our show anchor. It's from Goth, who said, whatever you can do or dream you can do, begin it. Boldness has genius, power, and magic in it. So begin it now.
That's right. To the moon, Alice, one step at a time.
To the moon, Alice. You're the first. That's the first time we got that response, Melissa.
There you go. Come with me.
Very good. All right. Thank you for that, Melissa. These quotes aren't just reminders for our audience. They're reflections of the beautiful spirit that you bring into the world. And so now, my friends, it's your chance to show your beautiful spirit too. If today's show with Melissa Ray inspired and motivated you, please share some enthusiasm with our amazing team at WITV7. They're a 501c3 charity on a mission to educate, empower, and encourage people in need. Every gift matters, big and small. Your generosity fuels change. With your support and their tireless work, lives are being transformed, and our circle of love keeps expanding. So donate today. It'll do good, and it'll make you feel good too. Melissa, I love the courage, compassion, and clarity that you bring to helping people truly understand wellness and themselves. And I admire the strength and devotion it took to walk through profound personal loss and then transform that journey into a calling that brings truth, hope, and healing to so many. And I'm super happy that you've shared your honest, empowering, and partnership-driven spirit on our show today. Will you please take a few minutes to share parting remarks that you'd like to leave with our audience?
Matt, thank you so much for inviting me on the show. I hope that I inspired others to find some purpose from their pain and to take control of their health, because that's the best way. That's where, you have to have power physically in order to go after that purpose. So thank you all for being around.
Very good. Thank you, Melissa. And friends, it's because of stories like Melissa's and listeners like you that we've been named one of the top 100 life purpose podcasts worldwide, ranked at 17. So thank you. I thank you for supporting our mission and for sharing these stories of inspiration and purpose. I also want to thank WITV7 for hosting and promoting our show so we can keep interviewing inspiring guest stars like Melissa and reaching folks just like you, ready to create your own extraordinary lives. And most especially, thank you, viewers and listeners. You'll find links to social media and all things Melissa Ray. Find her, friend her, shop Pure Essentials, nutrients and supplements, read her blog, and discover how her partnership-driven approach to wellness can bring clarity, truth, and confidence to your own health journey. You'll find all the links in our show notes. And from me to you, dear friends, I love you, and I want you to be really, truly, deeply happy too. So go to happyliving.com right now and click Unlock Here and start unlocking the life you were meant to live, one that's filled with purpose and joy and real significance. And as you begin unlocking, think about what we can do together, you and me, to improve the happy of your world, one person at a time. Till next time, I'm Matt Gersper. You are awesome. And this is the Something Significant Show. And we're out.